कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। Franchise India, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends and participants. Franchise India team welcomes each one of you to our digital representation under Business Opportunity of Chai webinar series. This is a 45-minute session where first we'll try to get the correct and the complete understanding about the business opportunity which we have got for you. Then we'll move towards the panel discussion where we'll take all your queries. So we request each one of you to share your feedback, your queries in question and answer box. And let's make this webinar very interactive. Franchise India team is helping day in, day out all the investors in getting the maximum business solutions and suggestions from our side. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us because we have helped more than 80,000 investors in getting the services from our side. With this introduction, it is our privilege to invite and welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. During the course of the webinar, they'll be sharing their insights, input, as well as viewpoint with us so that we take the right and the conscious decision of selecting the best franchise for ourselves. The brand which Franchise India team has got for all of you is New York Fries. It's a well-known premium QSR chain from Canada. They are offering MG to all the investors investing in this particular brand. And today we have invited Samir ji to share his journey as well as to talk about the great business support he has in his bag. So thank you so much, Samiji, for joining in today. We request you to share your vision about this particular brand and what are you offering to all our investors. We also welcome our very senior resource, Mr. Anshul Bansal, who will take us through the entire presentation. So over to you, Samiji.
Thank you, Ms. Archana. Good afternoon to everyone. I am representing New York Fries in India. So we are premium QSR brand from Canada, and what we target is a good quality French fry solution in the country. So we do not use any factory fries. It comes straight from the farm. It's all hand cut in the store, and it's cooked with really good quality products on top of it as well. We offer real Canadian poutine, French Canadian dish. We have a variety of hot dogs and the typical North Americans food. So our vision for the country is to have 100+ stores in the next 5 to 7 years. Over to you, sir.
So thank you so much, Samiji. Now I would request Anshul to start with the presentation.
Would like to play the video first?
Sure, sure. So Kanika, may I request you to play the video?
Hi, I'm Randy. I'm owner of New York Fries and Lost Nights Mall. New York Fries is a national franchise. We have fresh hand-cut potatoes with this. We also do poutines with the fries, which is our specialty. You also have hot dogs available. I'd like to have you all come visit us at Lost Nights Mall.
Thank you very much. We'll now go to the presentation. So friends, good afternoon, everyone. We're representing, a premium Canadian QSR chain, which is focused on French fries. And as Samir has mentioned, the concept is though led by fries. We do have a full menu, and that we'll talk about the menu in this presentation. The brand started in 1983 in Canada. And today has 150 plus stores, has expanded globally across US and Middle East. So we'll talk about the details on the slides as we get to them. And here we start. So this presentation, we have two sections. One, a complete understanding on the brand. And then second, of course, the franchise proposal in terms of how you can then partner this very exciting concept today. Right. First, about the brand. So, New York Fries as a Canadian premium QSR chain that mainly serves French fries, hot dogs, and poutine. You saw in the video, how delicious the fries were looking, and then of course hot dog was also seen. For India, Border Free Cuisine has signed master franchise for the country on 31st January 2019. And this Border Free company is represented by Mr. Samir Sharma. He's there with us today and started the discussion earlier, right? So friends, this is an international brand represented by Border Free Cuisine as a master franchise for India, right? And company is, as Samir also mentioned, we're looking at setting up 100 plus stores over next 3 years period, right? So in terms of our global presence, company has 156 locations today, including 120 in Canada and 36 outside of North America and Canadian market. Some of the key locations across Americas, we have Canada and Panama. Then Middle East, a growing presence through key markets, especially the GCC market, and then Egypt and Turkey, right? Southeast Asia also already ventured into China and Macau. Company has also set up stores in Australia and now plans to further expand its presence across Southeast Asian markets. And India happens to be a very, very important market for the brand, right? So maybe we
they see India as a very potential market, as 77% of the country has potato in any form in their diet every single day.
Yes.
So, if you're giving a very good quality product to these clients, and it's a hit concept. It's a brilliant concept for the brand to have the presence in India as well.
So, brand continues to grow globally, and last year also they've opened multiple stores across Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and you can see some of these stores. So that's something that brand stands for. That friends don't let friends eat factory fries. This has to be freshly prepared and nicely done, like a New York fries, right? So that's what we want to bring to India. Already stores are running. Coming to, we are making a difference to the world of fries. The product is fresh cut and cooked in sunflower oil. Then
Everything is procured locally, and it's also going back to the same market, and the product is as fresh as it can be. Another way it can be also described as a farm to table concept. Preservatives involved, there's no processing involved in the middle. It's done right fresh in the store.
Sameji, would you also like to talk about the supply chain, how the product would reach out to our partners across India?
So right now, what we target on is, because we have contract farming for our potatoes, which is the main product. So we have that being done with the job. That is the only parameters have to be kept in check.
Sure.
And the supply chain, of course, will be available through the farmers.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So friends, so that brings us to our section, very important, where we talk about our food. So very important to note, it's a vegan friendly, vegetarian and gluten friendly product. So though it is fries, but this is still very healthy in terms of the preparation and the product itself, right? Similarly, our second product, poutine. So Sameji, I would like you to talk about what poutine is all about.
So
For our friends.
right. So poutine, in the word, it is a French Canadian product where the fresh fries are topped with real cheese and gravy. So a classic poutine is a staple French Canadian dish, which started off as a #1 product in Canada and North America. And following that, then we have developed a bunch of flavors. Let's say the butter chicken is a fan favorite,
Right.
across Canada. People love that. The nacho fries, you're offering all the flavors, just flavorful product right on top of this fresh fries. Basically, you've eliminated the bread when it comes down to butter chicken. But when the combination, people try the combination, it's a fantastic product. So it's a different outlook, and all the cheese and the products that we're using is 100% dairy product. So we're not using any pine oil, mayo-based products. We're using fresh, good quality product.
Very nice. Very nice. And then, of course, we have the premium hot dogs, double cheese dog, poutine variation, and then chicken variation also. And then, of course, we have the veg product also. And very important, alongside the fries, the dips are very, very important also. So these are 5 very unique sauces that company has come up with. As you can see, this is roasted garlic aioli, there is chipotle aioli, gravy, cheese sauce, and peri peri. So 5 unique flavors that you get from New York fries. So friends, as you can see, this menu, so there's fries, poutine, there's hot dog, and in a way, even if a group of 7, 8, 10 people walk into our stores, we have enough to offer to everybody and cater to the group wonderfully well. There is wide enough product, wide enough menu to cater to even a group of 8 to 10 people. And that said, even if a family comes to our store with parents and kids, there's always something to offer to everyone.
Right, there's something for everyone in there.
Yes, yes, yes.
And especially with our customization ability.
Correct.
So it might seem like 10 items on the menu, but you can do it in 30 different ways.
Correct.
So you can customize the product the way you want to.
It's a very important aspect. So very similar to, if I can say, very similar to Subway model, where you just walk into a Subway store and look at creating your own sub, right? So similarly, this brand also gives you an option to create your own, food. Your own customization can be done. So very interesting that aspect. So you're not limited by the items on the menu. It is your own imagination, your own creativity. What do you want to create? Of course, our person at the store would help you make the correct combinations, but up to you to create your own product. So then India launch coverage was covered across media, and this was in 2019. Uh, the parent company from Canada, the senior team was also here at the launch. And so our India operations, so we have a first store at Epicuria Mall at Nehru Place, which happens to be a very busy metro station and a food hub. Currently, we're able to arrive at an average order value of close to 300 rupees. The menu includes fries, 2 variants of hot dog, 7 variants of poutine. There's combos and meals, beverages, and this our outlet is able to offer home delivery, takeaway service, and of course there's food court seating also available, so people can enjoy the food there itself. Similar format is what we're very keen to take forward across NCR and then of course across North India also. We'll talk about that in the next few slides. But first focus on India operations. So coming from Epicuria Mall, some of our store pictures. Right. So as you can see, this is a food court setup, but very nicely done, very global in terms of the design and the look and feel of the outlet. And this obviously attracts a lot of customers, passing by through this very busy metro station. The global design itself is a huge attraction point that we're able to create. Okay, so friends, this is another important aspect today. What we have seen is, French fries has seen a transition from a Me Too product to a full menu offering. The French fries over the past 3 to 5 years period, if you've noticed, have moved from an unorganized to organized, where companies like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC started offering fries as their part of the menu. But we also saw specialized fries, which was Nando's with their peri peri sauce and the fries. But then we are now going a step ahead and bringing in personalized fries, as Samir also mentioned. There's a very good option to customize your fries for you, and that's what New York Fries brings in today, right? So focus on fries, but going a step ahead and bringing in a personalized touch to the fries as a product. And friends, I can tell you, French fries over the years has moved from just a Me Too product on the menu to a full menu offering and a main item on the menu today. And market mapping with other fries concepts. So as I said, all these global QSR giants, they do offer French fries as part of their menu, but they don't have focus and they don't take fries as their main item also, right? Apart from Nando's, I think KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's, their main product is something else, but fries is just given as a side dish. However, New York Fries brings absolute focus and authorities on this product with its global expertise in the product, and we continue to evolve the menu, the mixes in terms of the dips and everything. So positioned as a premium QSR chain and offering a very good mix of French fries to bring to this market.
So just on the same note, New York Fries as a QSR offers you the true QSR experience
Yes.
in terms of the speed of service. So our target speed of service is 45 seconds to 1 minute. So from the moment you've placed an order to the moment you receive your order, it's only 45 seconds to 1 minute with fresh cut fries and the customizations you want. So that is a target, and that's what we, fix ourselves upon. It has worked very good for us in terms of not having queues, people waiting in line, waiting 15 minutes to 20 minutes for their orders. No, it happens within a minute. So it's worked very well for us over the years.
Right. Okay. So, just to summarize this part of the presentation, I'd like to say, that food service industry in India continues to grow, and there is shift underway from unorganized to organized segment. And same we are seeing with the fries concept also, moving towards unorganized to organized to specialized. And now we're seeing the next transition, moving to a personalized fries concept. There is, of course, evolving demand and growing acceptance for international products and services, with improving affluence. Young customers today, they want to experience international concepts, so that is also working in favor of the brand. So within the organized food service segment today, company is very well placed with global experience and expertise. You saw earlier in the presentation that company is already present in some 15 countries, 150 global locations. So all that experience in terms of the product development is brought to India, and the current strategy of food court concept is giving us very good results in terms of its performance and profitability also. We'll talk about that in our franchise section. And company wants to stay focused on this food court concept and take this to multiple locations, as I said, across NCR first and then across North Indian market. Border-free cuisine, of course, has so Western market and South Indian market are part of our plans, would be in phase 2 and subsequently, right? So friends, that brings us to our second part of the presentation, which is where we talk about how you can join us and what are the benefits, what is the role, and also a little bit on the financial part we'd like to touch base in this section. Okay. So first, very important aspect. So Border-free cuisine as a master franchisee for India, has rights to sub-franchise. Of course, we can do sub-franchising and bring in 4 stores. But, as our global mandate, our first 5 stores are to be done by the company, by Border-free cuisines, right? So accordingly, company is very keen to set up its first 5 stores under FICO arrangement, which is a franchisee invested company store, which also means that in this case, your role would be more like an investor, while company offers you a minimum guarantee or a revenue share. We'll talk about the financials later, but from an understanding point of view, FICO means franchisee invested company stores, which means you're there as an investor, while the company takes care of the operations and while giving you a minimum guarantee of performance or a revenue share, ensuring a very good ROI for the business for you, for the investment for you, right? We'll talk about the financials in the next few slides. So this also means as an investor, you have an opportunity to look at multiple stores while you're not involved directly in the operations. And company is taking care of the operations here, right? So you can be involved in multiple stores as well. Okay. So coming to our financial model first, food court concept with a 250 square feet space, and we're targeting some of the top locations across NCR. So initial investment of 75 lakhs, which is split into very broadly into 4 heads, I would say. One is our equipment, 42 lakhs, which is all imported. As you saw in the video also, some of the top line equipment is what we're using here. Apart from that, about 15-16 lakh rupees in terms of unit fit out. This would of course depend on the sort of location and the site we get, but our estimate is that around 15-16 lakh rupees would be required to do that. We have, because this is a FICO model, we have also included the property deposit as part of your investment. So 6 months property deposit assumed at 12 lakh rupees. And then pre-opening and some of the other equipment like POS machine and few other things. So overall a 75 lakh rupee investment. In terms of the revenues now, at an average bill value of 300 and looking at 140 bills a day, we've been looking at a 1.5 crore annual turnover. So that's the potential number that we're looking at. Even today, the company, even under pandemic, at Nehru Place, Samiti, we're able to do about 1 crore annual.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so you heard it, at Nehru Place today, even under this sort of pandemic situation, company is able to hit an annual turnover of 1 crore. And with better locations, places like Select City, Ambience Gurgaon, even Ambience Vasant Kunj, and some of the other top locations, we believe 1.5 crore annual turnover, we should be able to hit in these locations.
Very doable.
It's very doable, and we should be able to do that, right? Now, basis that revenue, the investor payout is structured in 2 ways. One is you get 16% revenue share, which means 16% of the sales, or 25 lakh rupees annual, whichever is higher is paid to you, right? 16% of the sales or 25 lakh rupees annual, whatever that figure is higher of the two is paid to you till the time your 75 lakhs is recovered, right? After that 75 lakhs is recovered, we would go back to doing a 12% revenue share after that, and no minimum guarantee would be applicable, right? I hope that is clear. Let me repeat once again. 16% of revenue of sales or 25 lakhs annual, whichever is higher is paid to you till the time you receive your 75 lakhs. So this is not like a 3-year you receive 75, right? So 3 years is through minimum guarantee. If you're doing 1.5 crore turnover, and if you do 16% of 1.5 crores, that would be 24 lakhs. Yeah, and of course the numbers would go higher also. 1.5 is something that we're looking to achieve within first 12-15 months, but then the numbers should reach out to about 2 crore turnover also. So which means ideally 2.5 years you should be able to hit 75 lakh rupee recovery, and beyond that we're looking at 12% of the sales coming to you, right? Now, so given that this is a FICO model, what happens at the end of 5 years? So you have two options. One, we can transfer the unit to you as a FOFO opportunity, franchise owned, franchise operated. So from a FICO, the store is converted to FOFO, where then you operate the store and you pay us a royalty of 6%, right? The second option could be that we convert the store to a COCO store with a 100% exit to you. And to this we can discuss case-to-case basis, right? So more importantly, this is a 75 lakh rupee investment. Potential ROI is of about 2.5 years. There is a minimum guarantee also in this business that company is offering. So very interesting, very exciting. And some of the top locations, we should be able to hit our numbers that we are projecting here. Currently at Nehru Place, even under this pandemic situation, where the traffic at Nehru Place metro location is only about 30-40% of what it used to be earlier. So once that number, the traffic also goes up, our revenues would obviously increase. Right. Okay. So now post our first 5 stores, we would like to get on with FO model. We'd like to get on and continue to expand through franchise or franchise operated model. And that's where we believe, it's a highly scalable and adaptable business format, being a food court of 250 square feet, malls and retail locations, airports and metro stations, which is travel retail, and some of the institutions locations like IT parks, hospitality, and even healthcare. So some of these locations, I think we missed out education hubs, which could be very interesting today. So all these locations are possible. Corporate parks, as in the cyber city, if you know, in Gurgaon. Similarly, Galgotia University in Greater Noida. In hospitality, in healthcare also, if you see within Apollo and Medanta, they've outsourced their food courts today, and many food joints have come up within their premise, right? So that also becomes an interesting channel today. Similarly, metro stations, if you see Buddha City Center in Gurgaon, then Sector 18 in Noida, and some of the other locations have become very large food hubs, and potential very strong business. Nehru Place itself, Epicuria, is a very good example for a metro station food hub location, right? So all these locations are possible, and this is what we're looking forward to do. Similarly, some of the locations that we've identified across NCR, so any potential partner, we already have locations in place that we can capture, right? Companies also keen to set up area master franchises outside of NCR region, and all the 4 highways starting from Delhi, towards Chandigarh, towards Dehradun, then towards Jaipur, and lastly towards Rohtak. So all 4 highways were keen to set up master franchisee partners, and we see a potential to do 10 to 15, 20 stores on these highways. So that is something that we would be very keen to look at. And these would be FO franchise owned, franchise operated stores. Okay, so in terms of our ideal partner profile, and this is our understanding in terms of who would be a good fit for a FICO association, which is our initial 5 stores. We're looking at HNI investors keen to venture into a stable returns with an MG-led business opportunity. So that is something that large investors can look at it. For FOFO arrangement, which is beyond our 5 stores, entrepreneurs meeting the investment and space performance, commitment for an efficient customer service, willingness to devote time and resources, Especially if you also own a location which is suitable for New York fries, that becomes very interesting because then you don't have the rental pressure with you.
Anshul, we can't hear you.
Just allow us a minute to we'll get connected with Anshul. That's
Connected with network problem.
I'm so sorry, friends, just a technical glitch. So as I was saying, area master franchisees, existing food groups, food service groups, came to add an exciting, globally successful brand, and of course, HNI investors who are keen to foray in food service industry with an international opportunity, we would be keen to partner with. Uh, some of our support functions for especially for FOFO and area master franchise deals. On the pre-opening side, we can work with you for site selection and approval. We understand what sites work for the brand and that expertise we can bring in. Brand book for unit design and layout. So as you saw in the pictures, the global design and layout is what we bring in also. Complete equipment sourcing, then training for efficient unit operations manual, recipe manual. So all that is with us and we can share with you. On the post-opening side, uh, product development is something that company would continue to work on. Bring in new exciting flavors and combinations of product. Product supplies, as you heard Samirji mention about setting up a contract manufacturer, contract producer, farming partner in Punjab. Consistent product supplies can be done. Menu innovation, we continue to work on bringing in new products, new flavors, and as per the market demand, that can be done. Marketing and brand pull and promotional schemes. So social media campaigns, we will help you with newspaper inserts, pamphlet distribution, all sort of marketing collaterals. The designing is taken care by the company. Similarly, promotional schemes, like typically works in food business, buy one get one or some combo offers, is something that we can also look at bringing in. So maybe you would like to add anything here?
You've pretty much covered it, and also, of course, there is area specific marketing,
Yes.
area specific, promotions, and a little bit of the menu design as well.
Sure.
So, targeting the customers, what they need, where they need, and how we work through it,
Sure.
all demographic based.
So friends, this brings us to our last slide, reasons to partner with the brand. As we've discussed through this presentation, India opportunity, of course, large and young population with growing affluence. There's exposure to international concepts, especially on the food service side. There's a growing demand for better products and services. And we also see a growing acceptance of international concepts, right? So that presents a very interesting opportunity for global QSR chains to set up operations in India. Brand strength, we already have a store at Nehru Place, Epicuria. We'd welcome you all to visit us, experience the product yourself, experience the store yourself, and it's a premium QSR chain with a very attractive price points of 300 per order, and that is a realized value that we're able to achieve. It's a globally successful concept. You saw in 15 countries, continues to expand. And well curated menu that includes fries, hot dogs, poutines, and dips. We continue to work on the menu also as per the market requirements and demands. And as I said, management experience and expertise, especially the global experience in terms of the product and menu, is something that holds us very strong. From franchisee benefits, one, of course, our first few stores would be FICO, which is franchisee invested company stores, where you can have a minimum guarantee of performance or a revenue share. Then we continue to do FO beyond those first 5 stores, and we already have a strong proof of concept. So New York Fries as a brand remains a top performing unit at Epicuria, even though it is surrounded by other global QSR giants also. So even sitting amongst the global QSR companies, we're still one of the top performing units in Epicuria. So that sets a very strong proof of concept already. And then as a next step, companies already reached out to large real estate developers across NCR, especially the mall owners, with approvals for location. So we discussed that we're through with DLF.
Right, we have a relationship with them. We have a relationship with Select. They have all tried our product. They have come. They have visited our stores, and we have some good offers from them as well.
Yes. So friends, we already have approvals for location from the top mall owners. They've already tried the product and they're ready to offer the location. So not a problem. Strong established vendor relations with our contract farming also, which ensures consistent food supplies. And more importantly, with this sort of structure at the back end, we are able to ensure that the food costs also stays under our control. So that's another benefit that we can pass on to our partners in this business. Right. So overall, a very exciting opportunity, I would say. First few stores would be FICO, and then of course area master franchisees and unit franchisees under FOFO arrangement. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. I would now like to invite Sonia ma'am to please take over.
Thank you so much, Anshul, and a very thank you to Sameerji for presenting today on our webinar. And just to reiterate, friends, we're talking about an established international brand, and they're serving successful expansion in countries we saw, including Canada, where they have the highest penetration, Middle East, UAE. We have the brand now entering the Indian market by a master franchise agreement, and where Sameerji is the master franchisee. And if we consider QSR, as a segment, this is perhaps the highest growing sub-segment in the food service market. And the market of fries, as we saw also in the presentation, has evolved, I would say, in the last 10 odd years, where getting French fries with a burger or a sandwich was a part of the meal. And today, this is a complete meal in itself. And also this category is one of the fastest, French fries is one of the fastest growing snacks today, not only in India, but globally. They currently have one outlet which they're running in one of the upmarket food courts in New Delhi, which is successfully operating and amongst some of the leading global players. And looking now for partners only for Delhi NCR as their first phase of expansion. And post that, we would also look at cities in North India as per the rollout that we saw in the presentation. Now, credibility of, I would say, the people behind the company, sustainability of systems,
demand of the system overall. When I say demand of the system, the market potential, so to say, the value of the investment a partner puts in, and most importantly, the franchisor stability are some of the important aspects which every prospective investors look at before investing in a opportunity. So what we are offering as a value proposition to our investors is, first and foremost, this opportunity is limited to only first 5 partners, because it is a FICO model where the investor is a pure passive investor. He's not involved in the day-to-day operations. So this is a FICO model where, and that's franchisee invested company operations. So entire day-to-day operations are handled by the company, and the franchise partner comes as a pure investor. Overall outlay is 70 lakhs of investments, which covers everything from the machine deposit and the other investment that you do in the capex interiors. And comparatively, I would say it is higher, it might look like, compared to some of the Indian homegrown brands, because machinery, especially when we talk about international brands, they're very, very stringent about the brands and specifications or where they are sourced. So this is the reason, if you look at the investment, there's about 45 lakhs, which is only towards the equipment. Third, the companies also de-risked your investment. When I say de-risk, they're giving a minimum guarantee on the entire investment, and they're giving a return in a period of not later than 3 years. So even if your revenue share per se than 25 lakhs, would give a guarantee of 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs in the first, and there's a difference 5 lakhs, company would pay you a minimum guarantee of the differential amount to ensure in 1 year you get minimum 25 lakhs as a return. And they also have a very clearly defined exit where you can choose either to take over after the 5-year time frame, or the company can also choose to take over the outlet. And that is a choice which can clearly be defined in the agreement. Fifth, the companies also identified some of the important spots and locations where they want to be. Plus, they're also in discussion with some of the leading malls in NCR, and these are the only locations they want to be. We would not be a brand which is going in the neighborhood, because it is entering the market. They would be in some of the leading prominent spots in Delhi NCR. So overall, a good opportunity with a partner who's looking at passive investment, like I said, and no involvement in the business. So there's no downside, and that downside for an investor is protected, but it is a limited opportunity for the first 5 selected partners. So I will also request friends, if you have any questions, please use Q&A. I will take your questions one by one. And Samechi, just to start off with, because I'm seeing some questions coming in. My first question would be on overall you already operating in some of the markets globally also, which has some of the leading brands like McDonald's, Belgium, right? So how would you look at that competition, vis-a-vis the international global brands and also some of the Indian brands which are present in India?
So, Ms. Sonia, if I would reiterate on that, we are very different from Belgian fries. We are providing you a fresh concept. We are giving you proteins. What they are offering you, and so to say, in the market, they would call it a cheesy fries. Basically, that's not even cheese that they're using. That's a mayo blend. We're offering a good quality product, an original poutine concept to India, which has not seen before. We're not loaded fries, or we're not cheesy fries. We are a premium poutinery. We call ourselves that. Our potatoes are fresh. They have the parameters. They're not frozen fries that most of the QSR segment uses in the market. They have these fries coming in the boxes. They're all frozen, processed. Ours is a fresh hand-cut fries. There's no preservatives, no additives, nothing. It's vegan, it's gluten-friendly, it's a fresh vegetarian product for you. So very different from what's in the market right now.
Sure. I think that pretty much answers, because most of the chains, and I would say almost every local homegrown brand is using frozen fries. And we're already looking, and what and how we differentiate ourselves is by providing a product which is freshly prepared at the outlet. Now, friends, we like to also get into maybe bit of understanding about your own involvement in the business. And Samiji, because this business is a pure passive investment, as far as the investor is concerned, and the entire day-to-day operations are controlled by the company. My first question would also be, if we can even define, because we saw the support which is given by the company pre and post, that was one of the slides that we talked. So is there some kind of involvement that we expect from a franchise partner before the outlet is up, or he just pays up this investment and the company takes care of where this investment is put? For example, the interiors, is he involved in any kind of process before the launch, which means is he involved in procuring of the vendors, or shortlisting them, shortlisting the site, getting the area or the outlet interiors done through a local architect, or that is something which is controlled by the company? Would you want to maybe define that role before the launch of the outlet?
Basically, the company takes it on all upon themselves. So we follow the brand guidelines and the parameters in which the outlook of the location, the outlook of the brand store, it all needs to be according to the brand standards as of right now. So we do not burden our investors in any which way right now. I mean, this is our focus, to keep the quality of the standards that have been passed on by our principals to us. All SOPs are of Canada. We have adapted to the Indian market, yes, but we like to maintain the safety and standard procedures and the hygiene procedures provided by our parent company.
So will he be involved, for that matter, when he signs up with you, will he be involved in the basic, I would say, interior, for example? I understand we have standard equipment vendors that we procure our equipment from. So, but would he be involved in terms of getting a local architect, getting it designed and implementing? What I'm trying to understand, would there be any kind of involvement in terms of his time or procurement for anything that he needs to do before
He doesn't
the
do
launch?
anything. No, there's no requirement of involvement. There's no requirement of involvement.
So, ma'am, if I can add,
Yeah.
once we have these first 5 stores under FICO, company would go on further expansion under FOFO model. So at that stage, the franchises would be required to work on setting up the outlet, while company would continue to focus on the equipment sourcing and vendor development. But while we're doing FOFO, the franchise involvement would increase considerably.
Right. During that.
Okay, so even the entire setup involvement is taken by the company, if that is what I understand, right, for a FICO model, right? The entire setup is done by the company. So that was a clarity which I think our investors also needed. Now, take a question respect to the markets, and we saw some of the locations that we have selected. Are we already having some sites where we can immediately do? Because you mentioned you're speaking to some of the malls. Are there some identified locations or malls where immediately one can sign and get, and if there is a timeline to it? Because I understand some of the important spots would not be available for a longer duration of time, and there is some timeline within which we have to respond and get these locations logged. So would there be some sites that we currently have, and these can be given or discussed with a potential partner?
Yes, there are a couple of sites which are readily available for signing, and of course, in the longer term, those will not be available if they're not accessed in the given period of time. So yes, there are a few malls and top-notch locations that even Mr. Anshul has worked with us regarding the same. So yes, there are a few sites in order where the investor can jump in and we can work on those sites ASAP.
A couple of more questions, and I will pick from our audience also. And one was, because the entire control of operations is with the company, and would there be some kind of visibility a franchise partner would have in terms of what sales are happening at the outlet? How are we taking care of that? Are we giving some visibility to the partner in terms of what sales the store is doing? So is there some kind of access to the software, or otherwise, how are we ensuring that he knows what is being sold at the outlet and what business the outlet is doing?
Right. To that notion, what Mr. Anshul spoke about regarding the net revenue share, the percentage, of course, all expenses, income, and whatever sales is being done, it's all available digitally. So it's very transparent. There's nothing else to it. So yes, that will be accessible. Depending on the mall, the location, couple of
Right.
malls, they do have their own systems in place. So they either will be provided from the accounts team, or they can be accessed digitally online as well. So it depends on the location and stuff. But yes, there is 100% transparency.
Sure. I will also take one question from Gaurav ji, is prompting that his question is still pending. So I'll take a question from Mr. Gaurav Agarwal. He's from Delhi, Pitampura. He says he has a property in
Pitampura.
if somebody can visit and check the feasibility of a business model, if that's suitable. So Sameji, is that a location that we want to enter at this point in time? Or do you think that we want to do one-to-one, where that spot is, what market is it, and what is the potential of that location?
So Ms. Sonia, I would not be able to comment on that before seeing the location, A. And B is, if there's something that we can work upon, we can look into. Yes, we can look into it. And just depending on the feasibility of the location for NYF, yes, we can. We should definitely take a look into that.
Sure. And I will also see any other questions which I'm to answer. I also have a Bhavna Goswami, and her question is on the menu. And so, Miji, if we have an access to the menu, can we also show our audience the menu that we have? And maybe if I can even elaborate further, typically, what are the APCs are we looking at, and how competitive our pricing is vis-a-vis maybe, I would say, a similar player who's there in the market. And she's also asking if we have any non-vegetarian item in our menu, because we talked about vegan and we talked about, a vegetarian gluten-free menu. Do we have anything on the non-veg side too?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have the chicken hot dog. We have the butter chicken poutine. We have a mutton keema product as well. So, I mean, I would love to invite them over to try it out. It might just, it might just sound like a typical butter chicken to you, but no, definitely. We do have a non-vegetarian side of our menu. It's expansive. it's something you can customize as well according to your own palate. And the basic thing what I would suggest is come over to Epicura, try it out for yourself.
Sure. And this is something I would also second, friends, all of you out here who are looking at making the investment, you must visit the outlet, experience the product at the upmarket malls, like I said, which is in New Delhi, South Delhi, and we can organize and facilitate this tour for all our investors who are there. And Gaurav ji, you said you want to have somebody visit to your location. We can have somebody speak to you after the webinar. We like to have location details and some information that we would seek before the visit can be done. So our teams would get back to you on the dynamics and a location. And post that, we can plan to have a visit of the same. And friends, anybody else who's also looking at property, and you already have some properties, because we might look at also partners who have some strategic properties somewhere in Delhi where we can partner. So if you have any properties which you would want to discuss, you can use our hotline number and reach out to us. And within the next 2 days, our teams will all reach out to you. And we'll also get you connected with Mr. Sameer for one-to-one discussion. And we're also holding a discovery day the coming week, where we'll also request all of you who are keen to discuss and explore the model further. You can do that. And I will also request all of you to take a note of the hotline number, which is 9717-68383. This is a number you can reach out for all your queries. Now, Samiji, before we close, I will request, since we come close to our webinar, and I will request if you can have maybe a last piece of advice or a word to everybody who's listening to you.
Well, as far as the advices go right now, I would suggest everyone to keep safe, you know, with the things, with the way the things are right now. But yes, New York Fries for India is a beautiful concept, a great opportunity, and we believe in the product. We believe in our menu. Yes, and it was reiterated by Mr. Anshul a few minutes back that French fries, is no longer just a side to any menu. It's a full-fledged main item for the menus in QSR, or whether even if it's sit-down restaurants. It's a beautiful concept. It's something that the world is moving towards, and I think it's the right time to jump into it.
Great, Samiji. I kind of second that too. And that is something we have echoed, in our presentation. I think there was one important question which I missed out, and I see, one of our partners, Mr. Sandeep, asking that, is there any operating expenses for an investor? Because he gets a minimum guarantee. Is he taking care of any operating expenses, including rent or any other expense? He's not involved.
No.
He just makes one-time investment.
Just a one-time investment, and then.
Right. So friends, that's very clear.
Yes, just a one-time investment, and they're getting the minimum guarantee, and the company will take care of all the OPEX.
Great. Thank you so much, Samiji, for being with us today. And friends, I'd like to thank all of you for being with us today on this webinar. And we welcome all your questions and queries, and like to facilitate call and meetings, because we are all based out of Delhi. And preferably, I would advise if we can have a meeting at the outlet that we're running in the food court. That would be the best place to have these meetings, where you come and experience the product and how different it is to some of the players that we hear around. So with this, I'll now request Ashna, if you can kindly take over for your final.
So thank you so much, Sameerji, for joining in today. Thank you so much, Anshul, for the lovely presentation and taking us through the entire presentation. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for sparing time and joining us today. We would like to thank all the dear friends for registration, attending the webinar. Please do reach out to us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Yes, rightly said by Sonia ma'am, we have organized a Discovery Day on 7th of September. That's the day where you have a chance to meet face-to-face physical meeting or a Zoom call with Sameerji to understand entire business model again. Please book your slot at the same business hotline number. You can also write to us at the email ID of feedback@franchiseindia.in. Also connect with us at the different social handles. We are available at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Till now, we have organized around 1,000 business opportunities presentation for you. We have created a video library under the section of video in Franchiseindia Brands Limited Facebook page. Please visit us, subscribe that particular channel, as well as link from our side. You want more information, you want guidance from Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, it is very easy to get it. So please join them at the LinkedIn ID, information as well as link shared on your screen. And today it's a big day for all of us. We are inviting each one of you to our 2 days business buying festival. The entire Franchiseindia team would love to host you for this particular event, 4th and 5th of September. Please book your dates, where you can visit us at JW Marriott, where we are exhibiting 150 plus international and national brands pertaining to different sectors as well as vertical. So please join us tomorrow as well as on Sunday for our full day event. And under our Bharat Franchise Show, which is our 7 p.m. event as well as webinar, we are inviting you to join us for our Bhubaneswar chapter. We have invited top 5 brands founders. They will come and talk about their business opportunity. So please do registration. To get a registration link, you can either reach out to us at our business hotline number, or also can go to Facebook page where we have shared the registration link. And tomorrow we will go live from our Fro Expo, where we are launching 5 different big brands. So please don't miss this chance. If you are not able to visit us physically, we will take you to our business Fro tomorrow through our digital platform. So do registration right now to witness the greatest event from Franchiseindia side. Look forward to have you in our Bharat Franchise Show today and tomorrow to our Fro Live. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.